Disclaimer, this is not financial advice.
Awa FM. E oho, me rongo, matike maranga whakarongo, kia rongo, mai te ono, ki te kau I te ata. Whiua mai o ta ringa ki ngā take o te wano te awa tupua. Whakarongo, e oho, me rongo.
Nau mai e te tī, nau mai e te tā ki tō tātou reo irirangi o Whanganui Awa FM. Ko te ia I nānei, ko te 8 miniti hipa I te 8 karaka I tēnei mane te tua ono o hūrai rua mano rua te kaumā ono. Nau mai hoki mai ki tēnei pāpāhotanga o tātou. Welcome everybody. Good morning, ngā mihi o te ata and morena uncle.
Ai, morena I tiwi.
Morena I tiwi. It is a bit chilly here in the studio. Here we are, we're ready to rock and roll for your Money Mondays with Uncle Rich. Today's kaupapa, we're talking KiwiSaver, what it is, what has changed, the pros and the cons, and how to choose the right fund, and some practical steps you can take this week. Uncle Rich is here as our money expert to break it all down in plain language so we can understand how KiwiSaver can support our whānau now and into the future. But before we get into that, Uncle, our mahi kāinga from last week was to simply make a call to any provider and see what they can do for us. So I chose our power company, and we are with, who are we? No Maira.
No Maira,
No
yep.
Maira, you know, and it's a very good kaupapa for us. I see the benefits of, there's a give back part to it too. At the moment, it's pretty even in terms of where we're at, what we're paying at the moment as well. Just our conversation was along the lines of, okay, how can you proactively save on your power bill? It's pretty cheap at the moment right now too. Like it's really affordable for us. So it was simple things for us like, okay, when you're heading out the door, make sure your appliances are turned off. Even turn off the TV at the wall if necessary, and then you can save a bit more cost there. So that was our conversation. What about you, Uncle? Who did you hit up? Did you have a conversation?
I'm a No Maira customer as well,
Nice.
so I understand that. So I've done the homework, so I appreciate that's the numbers and all those sort of things. But yeah, we're actually pretty low consumers,
Nice.
like in our ware, you know, like because all our phones we don't have, you know, it's all mobiles, you know, and then our internet and that I've already done my work.
Yeah. He's already done the mahi kāinga
I've done
before
my
us.
mahi in those cases, so but I was really interested to see if anyone's got any feedback out there, any wins. Did we have any wins
Absolutely.
last week? So please put those in the chat or send them through. That'll be really interesting.
Absolutely, and a big massive shout out heading out to our Whanganui Jessica Furman, who had sent in a message this morning and asked for the rest of the series so she can catch up. And just an FYI, we're doing some mahi on the Spotify front, however, still available on YouTube and on the Ware Kōrero app as well. So episode 2 is on Spotify, aroha mai, and then we also have 1 and 3 that needs to be re-uploaded because there are some technical difficulties going on there. So let's get straight into the kaupapa, Uncle. What do you have in store for us today?
Yeah, so KiwiSaver is one of those things that I'm pretty passionate about. This is the reason why I became a financial advisor. I see there's a real opportunity with this tool. Yep, and I do call it a tool because it's there for us to use and things. So really, KiwiSaver, what actually is it?
Yeah.
You know, that's the real thing. Everyone's had it. Most people that have started jobs have either been put into it, some by default, they've just been put into it. But to really understand what it is, at its core, KiwiSaver, and they call it a voluntary system.
Yeah.
It's a voluntary workplace savings scheme. It was set up at the government back in 2007. So it's been around a while now. So it's done the yards.
Yeah.
It's a proven thing. So I just truly believe there's some real power. And the real power comes from the time.
Yeah.
Because if we can get into it young enough, those small contributions, literally over those, 30, 40 years, we're going to be really set up well with a good nest egg come that time. And I've heard all the stories, our people don't live that long, and I'm just like, man, but it's about the kids. Imagine that if you did this hard mahi now, got through to then, and then, look at the nest egg you could have. That's when we talk about changing intergenerational wealth.
Yeah.
I see this as a tool that can really help us on that journey. And it's low touch, really.
Yeah.
It is a bit of a set and forget, but we'll get into the detail. I didn't want to go there. But so why is it so powerful?
Yeah.
You know, like what happens? What makes KiwiSaver so good? So just think about it. There's 3 pots, right? So when you start a job, you put some money in. That's what happens. Comes straight out of your pay.
Yeah.
So that's good. The next one is your employer puts in a contribution as well. Now those have all just been raised since April. They went up to 3.5% is now the new minimum. Okay, so that just changed. Employers' money, and then third, the government chip in as well.
Yeah.
It's not a lot these days. It's just been dropped down to $250, but hey, it's better than nothing.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that's the real power of the KiwiSaver. Okay, so you put money in, your employer puts money in, then the government puts some money in. Now this is before your provider that you've selected invests it for you. And that's where KiwiSaver, the power KiwiSaver comes in, is investing in the right fund for your timeline, your risk profile, that type of stuff. So, I think that's the one that people miss. They think that it's taking money instead of it's investing money for you. And the other one, they changed the rules too, that 1st of April, so good timing for us to chat about this. Now down to 16 and 17-year-olds.
Wow.
They'll get the benefits and things as well. And you can sign up at any age.
Yeah.
I've literally done some wino doing their kids young, and how cool is that? I was stoked for them, and just what that's going to mean. So, and the reason why is because you can't touch it.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the main thing.
That's the power. So, on that, thinking about how the money works. So we talked about the rules changing in April. So now it's 3.5%. It's actually going to go to 4% too in 2028.
Wow.
So that's powerful. You know, that 4% of your income going in there, your employer putting in that amount as well. It's going to grow some big balances for our young ones if we get in there right. The government contribution, as I mentioned, you need to put in $1,042 or 43. We'll round it up because it's points. It works out about $20 a week. You know, so just be aware to get that government contribution. That just happened last month, actually. It's all done, so that'll be coming into your accounts. So those are the things that make how the money works. One thing I did note in here, which may not affect, I hope it affects lots of us, is if you earn over 180K, you don't get the government contribution.
All right.
But I think they'll be okay.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's interesting too, because we don't know what we don't know.
Yeah.
And simply just that figure there alone, I know that some of our wano are not at that figure just yet, but some of our wano are. Yeah. So it's awesome to understand that, if you're earning over that, then you don't qualify for the contribution.
And then it becomes even more important on those numbers you're putting in, because that's the real power of that. Is it 3%, 4%, 6%? You know, I'll use my niece because I can. I told her when she finished school and got her first job, I said, just put 10% in, bub, because you've never had a job, you've never had money, so she doesn't miss it. Yeah. Now she's got a lovely nesty.
Nice.
You know, so there's those real tricks that just... if you don't see it, you don't spend it, so the money's already in the bank. So that's why if you can afford it, do it. And then you can change it if things get tight. You know, you can go back down to the minimum. So pros and cons?
Pros and cons.
What are the benefits? We've identified a few of them already, but there's a few real solid reasons to be here, right? There's free money in there. Your employer's putting money in, and then the government's going to put money in. So that is a key reason to be in there. Compounding interest. This is... like something we need to teach our kids in school about compounding, because this is the power over the years, right?
Absolutely. Financial literacy should just be in school.
Yeah. It's I'm hearing some good stuff in the background, so I'm hoping that we can get that into the schools. So properly though. Yeah. So compounding interest, that's a great one. Number 3, the being able to use it for your first KiwiSaver. For your first home, sorry.
Yes.
You know, using your KiwiSaver for your first home, working with those families as well. You know, these days property's expensive. You need a big deposit. KiwiSaver's done that. You know, it's given them that. So, and then number 4, the other pros, you know, you get to choose the fund and the growth. So that is a real key point, is that you are actually investing your money into something, and you get to literally have practice. You know, like, oh, how does this work? What am I doing here? What's my risk profile? Am I conservative? So those are the pros that I come up with in there. Now, some of the I won't call them cons, we'll call them downside. Eh?
The downside, the flip side.
Because some of these are actually positives as well. And the first one is that your money's, they say your money's locked away to 65.
Yeah.
Now, so I don't actually see that as a downside because that's what it's for.
Yeah,
You know, it's
yeah.
to help you in retirement. And if you look at the number, if it's 3.5%, you know, if you can put that aside now, you will have a much better retirement. Okay, so there's that. So it's locked away for that or first home.
Yeah.
There are some hardship ones that you can go and have a look at, but just that's case by case. So
Yeah.
I don't want to get into those, and health reasons.
Yeah.
The other one is the fees. People get worried, you know, the fees are too high and those sort of things, and seeing their money that, they're just paying the providers. But no, like, you just got to look at returns after fees, and I'll get into that a bit more. Being wary of the default funds. A lot of people get put in there when they just get set up from work.
Yeah.
And default ones are normally conservative funds.
Yeah.
So it's normally low return stuff. So you just got to make sure that you're aware of this when you get you're getting put into KiwiSaver. And then, for people on tight budgets, 3.5% can be a lot,
Yeah.
right? So there are ways to apply and ask for that to be, you know, removed for a period of time. So you can stop it. So.
Yeah.
And one that may not be that popular or that known is some employers in your contract, they wrap it up into total remuneration.
Yeah.
Whereas majority it's on the side. It's
Yeah.
like your KiwiSaver is X amount. So just be aware of that. Be aware of your contract. If they've wrapped it up into a total remuneration, that's your pay going.
Yeah, yeah.
So you're paying yourself twice. So, and finally, our self-employed lot, being self-employed, we don't have that automation. We don't get the contribution. So it's even more important for us to allocate a direct debit or something, just to make sure, even if it's the minimum, you know, get some going, get it going.
And it's what I found too. So before I came over full time, I was, you know, a contractor. So I was doing my own putia.
Yeah.
And then that's when I realised that I wasn't contributing enough in that small period of time. It was only over a 4 to 5 month period where I wasn't allocating proper funds to my KiwiSaver, and I seen that and definitely felt that, and I was just like, oh my god, okay.
Yeah. No, it's real because you get busy doing everything else, right? And no one's going to do it for you.
Yeah, that was it.
No one's going to do it for you.
So I love the automated stuff.
Yeah, and that goes back to our buckets, right? You know, we talked about automating as much as possible. Well, this is one of those steps as well. And that's the power, again, of KiwiSaver because it's automated. They take it out first. This is on your payslip. It's gone.
It's already gone. Already allocated it to iwi. So one thing people often say is that they know they're in KiwiSaver, right? But they have no idea what fund they're actually in. So before we get to practical tips, let's talk about choosing the right fund. We've slightly touched on it before when we first started, but it's especially return after fees, timeline, and a bit of risk.
Yeah. So these are the big steps, is to think about where you are right now. You know, how literally is how old are you?
Yeah.
Because that's your timeline horizon. Because unless you're saving to use it for your first home, that's different again. But that one there is a real important step. You'd be putting in as much as you can, and then just before you're looking to buy your home, you'd then lower it to a safer fund, a conservative or a balanced fund, just so that your money's not peaking when you're trying to buy. But it's really your timeline. If your timeline is retirement, then whichever you are, work out your years. If it's over 10 years, you should be in a growth fund. You should be looking to do one of the more aggressive funds. Okay, so and this is where advice comes in, because we all go, oh sweet, I'm only 30, I've got 35 years, but the next step is being able to handle the risk. Because if you can't handle watching your fund go up and down, which it has a lot lately, there's been a few things going on around the world, as we know. So you'll watch it. It'll be peaky. It'll drop out. It'll come back. It'll drop out. And if you can't handle that, if you can't watch that, you need to be in a lower fund. Because it's just creating unnecessary stress.
That's it. And it was very much like up and down and down and down through the COVID period.
Oh, yeah.
And you could see that. And you're not doing anything. So obviously you're just checking your funds and you see it and you're like, okay, oh my God, we've lost almost like 5 to 10 now. You know,
and that's a really important point there. That is a really important point, because if you can't handle that risk, and what people done there, they were in a high fund, say in a growth fund, they seen their money drop, they went, oh, I'm going to go to balance, I'm going to drop. Well, all they've done is they call it crystallizing those losses, because you're not going to catch the swing. What come back, and that's what happened. A few months later, after that, our KiwiSavers come back on board. Now, if you changed your fund, you lost that. So it's about understanding how this works and having the I guess just the tools to manage it, and knowing that this is real. Same thing happened just when the war, the oil stuff, when that went down, our KiwiSavers all dropped. And they did, and then they went down, then they come up a little bit, and every time, there was a new tweet, it changed again. So just being aware of those things is the key. So, timeline, super key. How old are you? What are you for? What's your money for? Risk profile, there's plenty of stuff online to check your risk profile, but the easiest one is can you handle what you know?
Can you handle it?
And then the fees, the returns, that's how you check your fund.
Yeah.
And I do a 10-year rate. I look at what the 10-year return is. Okay, and there's heaps of reports out there, Morningstar, look, I can help you see that stuff, to go 10-year returns after fees, and then sweet, they all, that's a good return for that period of time. So
nice. I'm really enjoying the kōrero so far, because we've been talking outside of the studio, e te wānau, and more so about my parents, Uncle. They've been in KiwiSaver for so long, and my mum's probably going to say, hey, no, and I said, no, it's fine, safe space, we're creating safe space, and they've been sitting on their lovely nest eggs, both of them, my parents, and they're over 50 now, and I'm just like, what are we doing? What are we doing? What are we waiting for? Are we waiting for all our goals to be achieved, or for us to sit right with our pute and investment? But it's just sitting there. We could be investing. There are 4 to 5, 6 working adults now within our wānau, and that's the wakaro, is what are we doing collectively. But it's just really trying to bring mum on board. As soon as she's on board and over the line, then everyone else falls in line. That's what naturally happens. So she's been saying, I need to go talk to cousin Richard, and I'm like, well, come on, he's on Facebook, I'll get you his number or his email.
Find me. No, and I'm not saying this, I'm not calling you a kaumata or my customer. But my next point was literally around that too, and where you are in that timeline, and as you get closer to retirement, the game sort of changes.
Exactly.
So you've been in a growth phase, now you're in a protection phase, and then once you hit 65, you become into a let's use it phase. And not a lot of people know that the providers will help you. They will allocate a money and send it out each month. They don't want you just to grab your big pot and take it and put it in the bag. And that's not smart either, because it could still be earning. So I think our elder ones need planning as well, and around that to help them through retirement. So
absolutely.
There's a big job there. So
no, that's exactly what we're going to be doing. And for our wānau who are tuning in on live, ngā mihi o te ata morena ki a tātou katoa. If you're tuning in via our live stream on the Facebook, please drop us a comment and tell us which provider you're with, and whether or not you have a KiwiSaver, yes or no. Simple as that, and then we can have a discussion about that very shortly. But before we get into our next part, Uncle, we're going to jump quickly into a waiata, and then we'll be back shortly. We All Need Love on the airwaves right now, mo tonu mai. Your move. No mai hoki mai e te iwi ki tō tātou hōtaka e kia nei Money Mondays with Uncle Rich, and we've been talking a lot about KiwiSaver, pros, cons, the right funds, and now we're going to get into a little bit of tips and tricks for our KiwiSaver, Uncle. So what do you have up your sleeve for us today?
So look, we've spoken about these things, but I just wanted to really reiterate the importance of them and going there. So tip one is go and check with your employer, check your contract, find out what your KiwiSaver is, because some agreements have they'll match you up to 4% or match you up to a number, and we could be sitting in the minimum. So there could be money left there. So have a look at your employment contract, check your KiwiSaver structure. Number two, for the minimum, make sure we're at least putting in the minimum. The 1,042.86, so that we get that government contribution. Really important for our sole traders. Really important for our contractors out there. If you're employed, you'll be okay. You'll get that. It's about $20 a week, so you're well over that. Number three, check what fund you're actually in, and then what it's costing you. Heaps of people are sitting in default. They haven't actually had a look, or they mightn't be. You can pull up, there's a product disclosure statements, and have a look at that. You can literally Google your provider and do that and pull it up and just type in fees, and you'll be away. Have a look at that one. This one, I'm not but I'm just saying, if money is tight, you can reduce it down to 3% again, or you can actually take a holiday. But just be aware, because people then don't come back into
Yeah.
So I'm not, I don't want that. I just want to make people to know that there are options if it is tight for them. So
don't holiday for too long.
No.
Come
This
back.
is not a holiday. Come back. And then one of the most important ones, as I mentioned at the start, I know this is going to be one of the biggest, potentially one of the biggest assets you'll have, after your house in this. But this is just part of the plan.
Yeah.
So this is just another bow in our investment journey. We've got our KiwiSaver, we've got our other stuff going on. So this is just one part of the plan for us and building our retirement. So we're happy there. And yeah, like I said, around the self-employed people, I reiterate that because I know a lot of our people are out there doing cool stuff at the moment and doing lots of sole trading and business ideas. Yeah. So I really want them to understand it's for them as well. You know, like get in amongst it, or make sure you're doing something.
Absolutely.
Or make sure you're doing something. So.
That's what we've been talking about, iwi. It's the simple things around KiwiSaver. Before we wrap up, we've got our tip of the week and then we've got our action of the week. But let's bring it all back together. Today we covered what KiwiSaver is, how contributions work, the recent changes, benefits, pros and cons, the things to watch as well, and why your fund choice matters. Before we get into the tips and trick, iwi, the biggest takeaway is this can be a powerful tool.
Big time.
Let's not rely solely on this, but it's merely just another stake in the ground for us, similar to our bucket system, checking in on our bank accounts and making sure that it's working for us. Yes. And we need to do the same with this, make sure that it's working for us. I've just had a look. It's in my bank account, so if you haven't already, Tiwano, there's some tips and tricks, and then you can have like access and a visual access via your bank account if you want to. And I'm probably not on the right fund right now, Uncle, as I'm looking, because I'm probably on the worst one at the moment. But that's a conversation that you can have now that we're aware, right? Now that we're aware of what we're up to. So what's our tip of the week, Uncle?
Yeah, so people look at the numbers. It's the key tip of the week for me is the return after fees.
Yeah, okay.
Check that number. So don't pick a fund on last year's performance. Yeah. That's too short. What it's costing you. Have a look. Sorted.co.nz has all the funds there. You can literally go in, type your fund in, pick it, and it'll tell you, all the returns and those sort of things. Like I said, I look around the 5 to 10 years because that's a really good gauge on the returns. So that's our tip of the week. Is go and check your fund. The action of the week is exactly what I've just done there. Log into your KiwiSaver provider. Nowadays, they all have apps. Yeah. You can get it. And that's part of the one that gets people because of the risk. Yeah. Because now they can see it.
Yes.
And it's always there. They know when it's going up and down. So anyway, the action of the week is log into your provider, go and check it, go and check what your contribution rate is and the fund type you're in. Okay? That'll literally take minutes, seconds if you've got it on your got the app. So
there it is. Simple as that. Our tip of the week is that the numbers matter, and our action is simply log into your KiwiSaver. And if you have it like me, have it accessible via your bank, and you can see that number. And you have to check two things: your contribution rate and the fund type is probably what I need to switch up. Definitely. And just want to touch on last week's kōrero. We were talking about debt. Yep. Yeah? And I had 4 weeks, and the goal was to finish my payment off, and we're halfway there, Uncle. So nice and early. I love the challenge, when I'm under pressure, and I love a challenge, and I love to say, okay, no, I'm going to do this. So nice. We're focused, we're in hard, and that's what the kaupapa is about.
Well done.
So we're looking forward to coming in episode 6 or 7 and cutting up that credit card.
Yeah. That's going to be cool.
E mihi nui ana ki a tātou katoa. Thank you very much, Uncle, for coming in on your Money Monday. We love the conversation. And just an FYI, where you can access these episodes via our YouTube and the Ware Kōrero app. Otherwise, check out our Facebook page for the live stream. They're only on there for 30 days, but after that, we will link you to the right area to watch. Any last words for our wānau on Money Monday, Uncle?
Yeah, I think, just remember, everyone's different.
Yeah.
So this is general information for us, and I'm just being careful because I am a financial advisor. So just let me know if you have any questions. Like we started, let's normalise the conversation. Just flick me a message. We can have a look at it, have a chat about it. I just want everyone to understand that, each one's different. Everyone's in a different stage in their lives, horizons, all those sort of things. So, just trying to get us to have a chat.
Absolutely, and I think it's working, Uncle. Like I have some of my whanaunga that will never openly talk about pūtea, now opening up and saying, "Hey, I'm loving the Money Mondays. It's making me think." Like they're not actually doing the actions or the tips just yet, but they're thought pattern and their thinking has definitely changed. So mihi nui ana kia tātou katoa, everyone tuning in on the live stream, thank you for engaging and tuning in, and the rest of our whānau. I hope everyone has a beautiful Monday. Uncle is accessible and we'll link his page as well, and so that you can have the conversation. Hui anō, we've got breakfast in bed, UB40 on ways. Mori ora.